Awesome. Hey, folks, John Duffin here with Duffin Media. Welcome back to another episode of Your Message Received. Your Message Received is the home, the place, the platform to help you find your best, most true, authentic business voice. Get what you want, find what you need, improve your results, make billions of dollars, meet the person of your dreams. Our guest today is going to make certain that that happens. And, well, at least that's what I'm hoping. But I haven't really cleared it with him. Ed Fordyce comes back to the show today, man. Ed, welcome back.
John, it is so great to be hanging out with you, man. You're one of my favorite humans on
Mm,
planet Earth,
mm.
and I know you and I are going to have some fun today, and
Yeah,
hopefully
man.
your guests can walk away with some nuggets from both of us, which I think is going to happen.
I think it's a certainty, especially from you, right? So when somebody called, like I said, Ed Fordyce calls himself, and rightfully so, a non-traditional business coach, which to me, in the highest sense, talks about freedom, authentic empowerment, doing right, doing things differently, and not skipping a step. This is the joy that I've gotten to have, and is one of the most joyful people that I know, in addition to being a business leader. And he just makes me happy. So I feel like we're in a great place today, man. I'm loving all of that. So right off the bat, because it's one of my favorite things to read, and this is almost on a daily basis. When did you determine that my only job today is to experience joy and progress?
Oh, dude, you know what? You hit me with some zingers all the time. So where that post is from me.
Every day. Right.
That post is from me, and it
Okay.
started probably a couple years ago now,
Hmm.
when I realized that I had to take those, just life came at me, man. Life came at me. And I knew that my only job today, because I wasn't experiencing joy,
Hmm.
my only job with today was to
Hmm.
experience a little bit of joy and a
Mm.
little bit of progress. And I,
Mm.
I knew if I did that, I was going to be okay. So that's where that comes from. It originally was for me. But
Wow.
now that I post it every day, it's the first thing I do. I get a lot of really good feedback about it.
Hmm.
That, like, dude, I read that every day and it puts me in alignment with, yeah, that's our job. Because think about it. If you're experiencing joy and you're
Hmm.
experiencing progress every day, that's a really good life, man.
I love the word alignment that you use because honestly, that's what I was thinking. It's like it helps center me. And because even though I know it's there, that the beauty of Facebook, the beauty of social media is the randomness of when you or when and if you see things, right?
Yeah.
So it's not as if my only job is to go to Ed Fordyce's page and find it. It just hits me. And I think that's the part that's so cool because often when I see it, I'm not in alignment. I'm like all sideways about something, and so it's the best kind of reinforcement, man. Folks, Ed and I have gratefully danced this dance before. So, folks, I wildly encourage you to go back to our original conversation on Your Message Received. And I'm a big believer in progression, and I love that. So, Ed just alluded to something a couple years ago, wasn't feeling all of that. What was bubbling up? What was causing that sort of thing that made you stop to put that in essence that change in behavior in front of you?
Yeah. So I don't exactly remember what, but I know enough to know that I just
Yeah.
wasn't in alignment with
Hmm.
what I wanted to do, with what I wanted to grow, with how
Hmm.
I was behaving. And I believe, some things. It was the tail end of, I believe, my divorce,
Right.
and just wasn't fun.
Hmm.
And some of the old chatter was coming in, and I chose to listen to it, and I just was not in a great place. I was exhausted.
Mm.
And it wasn't fun. It just, life was not fun. Business was not fun. And but like everything, it it is part of what I do now,
Right.
and guiding human beings to
Hmm.
what their true calling was. So I would say in my progression 2 years ago, I simply wasn't focused on my calling, my
Okay.
true calling.
Yep.
Yep.
When did you realize what your true calling was?
Well, I think I had a few callings,
Oh, yeah.
but right now,
Yeah.
like, and I believe like your calling is like a muscle. Like it starts out here
Hmm.
with like my first calling
Hmm.
was to help people to wake up excited, go to bed fulfilled, and live their dreams in between.
Hmm.
Right
Well, that's
now,
a pretty lofty goal and impressive enough, right? So,
yeah,
how did it morph for you?
yeah. So I
You know?
think as I morphed, it morphed.
Okay.
So the focus now is
Hmm.
my calling, and I have a few of them,
Yeah.
but my true calling is to
Hmm.
liberate human beings. And what I mean by liberate,
Hmm.
it's like Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental
Hmm.
slavery.
Hmm.
There's a lot of people suffering because we get stuck in our head. And
Hmm.
a lot of times we're stuck in our head because we aren't doing what we were really created to do.
Hmm.
So by liberating myself, by going, okay, and you've probably seen me state this, real estate is what I do.
Yes.
It's not who I am.
Love this.
It's not who I am,
Yep.
right? You want to sell or buy property anywhere in the United States, I got you. I can handle it. You need a
Right.
mortgage, you need something financed, I can handle it. You need a
Hmm.
title company, I can handle it. You want to put a deal together for
Hmm.
a company you're joining, I got you covered. You want to join me at XP, I got it.
Hmm.
I got you covered. I got all that. But really, what I am is like, and I transformed from a transformational
Hmm.
coach
Hmm.
to an awakening coach. My job is to awaken people, awaken their soul, to go like, oh my God, like, and I'm in the middle of this right now. Like there's a new part of my soul that's being
Hmm.
awakened
Hmm.
to just the most beautiful life ever, man. And and everybody's different. So I cannot say, John, here's the box. You want to be awakened? Here's the box, John.
Hmm.
That doesn't work. I went on a rant this morning. I'm calling out, and I called myself out because I coach many teams,
Yep.
and I was coaching a mainline team. I work with them on Tuesdays as a group,
Hmm.
and then individuals on Wednesdays. And I realized I'm coaching these agents all the same.
Um,
And I'm like, what am I doing? I can
hmm.
like I posted this morning that coaching and training and what I do is an art. It's my art.
I
It's
just
it's
saw this.
literally like a canvas.
I just saw this.
It's
And
my art. So,
mhm,
John, if I'm coaching you, if we were doing a coaching
mhm,
session, I have to look at you as a piece of art. I have to look at you as one of God's or the
mhm,
universe's pieces of art. Why would I use the methods that I used on Tom Smith over here, on John Duffin over here? It's stupid.
mhm.
It's just stupid. But that's what, and I get, part of me is the non-watered down version. These big box coaching companies,
Yeah.
they get together on Mondays and they go, okay,
Mhm,
this is the model for the week. And this is what we're going to teach.
mhm,
And these are the words we're going to use. And this is the NLP that we're going to do to manipulate. It's
mhm,
like, nah, man, I'm all love. Like, I love you way too much, John, to
mhm.
put you in that box.
Right. So let me ask you, how, like, this is a time management question, not a is it true question. Like
Yeah.
as you literally said, I work with this team on Tuesdays, and I saw the Facebook post talking about the individual work of art and individual base. So from a time management perspective, how are you able to individualize rather than compartmentalize? Meaning, here's my New Jersey team. I'm just using the words, right?
Mhm.
Here's my New Jersey team on Tuesday. Let me take the topic from the sales meeting from last Thursday for the Oxford Valley team or the Bradenton team, because I didn't use it
Yeah.
with them yet. How are you able to navigate uh, that sense of being able to be individualized?
Yeah, so I think I have a framework. Tell me if I'm answering this the right way. So basically, my coaching framework is mindset, numbers, unique strategy, right? So
Mhm,
mindset, mind shifting. How
mhm,
do we prepare ourselves for the day?
mhm,
Knowing our numbers. What's our goal, or what's the thing that we have to do today? Like what is the science of achievement that we're
mhm,
using to move our business forward? And then the unique strategy to get
mhm.
there.
Yeah,
But here's where, have you ever read the book, The Blue Ocean Strategy?
I read that. Oh no, I will tell you the exact. I read about the first 80 pages and then I didn't finish the book. So the answer is yeah, but no. Anyway, go ahead.
I think I did the same thing, John. I
Right?
think
Okay,
I
well
read the
then give
first
me
20.
you can sum it up probably way better than me.
Yeah, so the Blue Ocean Strategy is basically how do you create a business that you have no competition?
Mhm.
So, although I just put together that business format, mindset, numbers,
Unique
strategy,
strategy. Yep.
this is what sets me apart. And it's only
Mhm.
because I've done 25,000 coaching sessions and
Mhm.
whatever, speaking
Mhm.
engagements, trainings, so on and so forth, the recovery world. Like that's a
Yep.
PhD right there, right,
Yep.
brother?
Oh, God almighty. It's still, I mean, the life part still benefits me, but the teaching, training, speaking part still, I still lean into that. Absolutely, yeah, man. Yeah.
So the difference here is,
Hmm.
and I think I can put this together pretty quickly
Right.
and I get to the root pretty quick.
How so?
So, true story.
Yeah.
This little noticing this happened to be a female agent
Okay.
is a little bit off. I'd been working with her for 6 months,
Hmm.
and I always just had this. There's something there. There's something there. There's something there.
Hmm.
And I just went, okay. Do you trust me? She said, yeah. I said, all right. Tell me about your relationship with your husband. And she lied at first, like
People
most of us
do.
do. Make a long story short, what I pinpointed was she would come walk through the door,
Hmm.
$12 million producer. Husband would look at her. She just listed a $1.5 million property. Walks through the door and the husband says, another day you don't have a real job.
Hmm.
Did you
Hmm.
get that college degree yet? Why aren't you making dinner? And I love human beings enough and I'm educated enough
Hmm.
and I have professionals around me that continue to educate me.
Hmm.
Well, it's like, it sounds like to me, you're married to a man that has what's called narcissistic disorder, not behavior,
Hmm.
disorder. What do you want to do?
Hmm.
Because that's not going to get better. First of all, I can connect you with a therapist who is a expert in this area, right? So when a business coach, this is why I'm non-traditional,
Hmm.
is just focused on it. Well, hey, your goal was 5 listings this
Oh.
month. You only took three.
Hmm.
Like, and they don't have enough love in their heart and enough really skill.
Hmm.
They end up hurting that agent.
Right.
They end up hurting that human being. And dude, I don't do it. I won't do it. And that's why I don't have any competition.
Yeah, one of the things that I realized, like, and that's why I was saying, like, how is it that you're able to extrapolate? So it's you just walked me through that it is the myriad of hours of experience, thousands upon thousands of
Yeah.
hours of coaching and experience, the aura that you have, not to mention the life experiences. Folks, if you've watched or listened to this program even once, that we have talked about it's all about the bounce back here. So I always have a sense of affinity for people who have been knocked back at least once. And it is not to wallow in the story at all, that it is more in the sense of, well, what can you do with that information? And to
Ah,
me, that's the bounce back part, right? Is that it's,
yeah,
look, there's no shame, to say the least, in including the realtor that you're speaking of. No shame whatsoever in getting knocked on your backside at least once. But it's, what are you doing with it? So you identify something. Now, it's funny, not funny to me, it's not the word I want. Crazy to me that you were able to, like, go with, oh, I see narcissistic disorder.
yeah,
And so is that just the, not just, is that the intuitive part of you?
that's
Okay.
it, dude. It's
Okay.
just what it's just and like you saying that, like
Hmm.
I'm getting choked up. It's just my gift, man. I'm
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
it's my thing. Like
Hmm.
I will not let people suffer.
Hmm.
I will not let them suffer. I did a Tony Robbins event back in 2014 to figure
Right.
out why am I really here? Like
Hmm.
literally here. And
Hmm.
I wrote in big letters, I want to end suffering.
Hmm.
And I will do anything in my power to relieve someone from suffering. And it's not that it's a like badge of honor. It's
Hmm.
my thing, man.
Hmm.
It's what I do. And I'm blessed with those intuitions and that empathic energy
Right.
that is almost always accurate. Not always, but almost always.
Well, I think there's, between the guts to ask the question and the ability to be able to pivot from the answer would set you apart too, because that it's, if you are a strictly formatted, which is funny because I'm about to ask you about the B5. So I mean, it's not that
Yeah.
you come completely unarmed. You have your big three and systems,
Yeah.
but you don't, it seems anyway, and this sounds like a suck up thing to say, I don't mean it that way, but it more of a sense that you don't hide behind them. And I think that's the part when you talk about non-traditional, is you're not saying things like, well, yes, as I said in my book on page 97, that you're kind of right there in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Um, as you go on, right, and as you continue, and you talked about that sense of realignment, what gets you, like, in terms of what gets you jazzed up now? And I'm going to ask a question that's way less positive after that. But I'm going to say, in terms of either the resources that you have, or what you're learning or what you're seeing, what excites you right now?
Uh, it's a cliche, but growth. So what excites me right now? I literally just got off a call
Right.
from a colleague,
Hmm.
uh, huge real estate business, and we
Hmm.
had step one of transitioning their business to EXP. So
Yes.
that's number one.
Hmm.
Um, what lights me up is when I can ask a series of questions,
Hmm.
create some framework for someone, and I see the light bulb go on in them.
Mm.
That lights me up, man.
Mm.
That lights me up. And then there's a lot of little things like the my job as a child of the universe, as God's son,
Mm.
as a
Okay.
recovered man,
Yeah.
is to shine my light, is to say, "Hey, John, that color blue looks really good on you." To the cashier at Publix,
Hmm.
I love your earrings.
Hmm.
Wow, they make your eyes sparkle.
Yeah.
Right? I loved what lights me up is lighting other people up.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
and growth and progress
Right.
and impact, man. It's
Mm.
shit. I could show you 100 text messages from the last month that when I get them, it floors me. Just gratitude text.
Mm.
I'm getting
Yep.
chills thinking about it. And again, this is just my thing, man.
Yeah.
This is what God gave me
Hmm.
to do, and I
Hmm.
do it.
So you had talked to me earlier, and I want you to elaborate on it because it's yours. One of the methods that you're currently using, I said this question would not be as positive, but it certainly
Yeah.
can be when you talked about, to me, something that's leading you right now in terms of leading others. When you talk about what do you need to liberate yourself from,
Yeah.
and then you added the word that I loved today. And so, what are you seeing now that scares you, that concerns you, that throws you? And why do people need to liberate anything from themselves um, rather than build and add?
Yeah.
Go through
Everybody's
the
different.
process. Yeah.
And that's like today. Like,
Hmm.
so a client of mine who loves dogs had to put his dog down the other day.
Mm.
The dude's heartbroken.
Right.
So, what he needs, in my opinion, I think what he's working on is liberating himself from the suffering of losing something he loved and aligning with, well, wait a minute, the dog's name was Sally.
Okay.
Sally's soul is right next to me.
Hmm.
Like I can reach out and pet her.
Hmm.
Liberation could be, you know, everything from health to finances. Like it's all about freedom, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in our relationships,
Hmm.
financially,
Hmm.
right? So that's what I love to work on, and I love to look at it myself. I again, it all comes down to if we're not liberated, then we're suffering at some level,
Do you see
and I
people
just
needing it
won't
more
have
or
that.
less? I didn't mean to talk over you. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Um, do you see people needing it more or less now?
Oh, more than ever
Why?
for a few reasons.
Hmm.
Disconnection, the disease of more,
Mm.
never getting a never taking the time to love themselves, to look in the mirror, as God bless her soul, Louise Hay taught me. Look yourself in the
Right.
mirror in the eyes and tell yourself you love yourself.
Hmm.
We get so caught up in the to-dos, right? Like, and I'm literally doing, like, right now, I've just decided I need to give myself a little hug here,
There you go.
you know? And it's like hug, like rub your arm, like be
Hmm.
good to yourself, man. We got to be good to ourselves. I call it the mommy disease a lot of times.
Hmm.
Mommies,
Hmm.
like you hear the thing of um, what I teach mommies is be selfish so you can be more selfless. You hear parents, fathers especially,
Right.
say, I would die for my children. Well, what if you lived for them?
Love that.
Right? That was something that awakened in me.
Hmm.
What if I, at 58 years old,
Hmm.
can still do Murph with my son and daughter in law? What if I can do it at 75 when
Hmm.
Sophia's 15? Right? That's, to me, that's a great life. Dude, I'm on a mission to live to 100. I was telling uh, beautiful Priscilla
Okay.
that the way I want to go out is like uh by one of her like jealous boyfriends that's after me with a shotgun when I'm like 95, 105 years old, sneaking out of her house, right?
Well, that's certainly optimum. I was gonna say, to say the least. But you know what, man? It's like that. I have a guess and a theory, and I'll speak for me, not other people. That it is it becomes increasingly more difficult to be intentional. And I don't mean non-authentic. I mean proactive rather than it just becomes increasingly difficult. And again, I'm not speaking for any group. I'm literally just saying that it is because stuff is coming at you, or I'll say it better. Um, you allow things to come at you more and land. I literally remember thinking at one point, which this can't be it, because I want to go with your theory of 95 and being hunted down and somebody, you know what I mean? Well, I'm sorry, it'll be me. Some dudes, boy,
I love you, dude.
run
I
me
love
down
you
the
so
block,
much. It's
right?
so
Right. I
awesome,
mean, like,
brother.
right. Well, you just bring it into context for myself. But what I mean is that it's that sense that things land more. And again, I was just saying that to somebody. I don't know if it's because I'm older or if more things are just coming or the randomness of the way that information comes. So, what I wanted to ask you about was rather than me running off and giving a speech, was more like the question actually is that you and I had introduced your idea, the concept of the B5 method, the last time and the first time you got to be with me. And I want to about that a little bit more because I really believe in my heart intentionality resolves a lot of problems. It's not just that it'll bring like your best to light, that
Yeah.
authenticity that you and I both live by, but also that sense of having your life a little less random and reactive. How has that morphed, the method, I mean,
Yeah.
so to speak, as time has gone on, even over the last couple of years?
Yeah. So I'm gonna hit each one, and I'm gonna give one little
God bless you. Oh, you
one
meant
little
each of the five. I thought you meant that 20-minute thing I just did.
no, no, one little thing.
Okay.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please
the
do it.
five B's, the B5 method are build your
Yep.
brain,
Please
build your
do.
body, build your business, build your brand,
Hmm.
build your bonds.
Hmm.
They are all usually we're working on one or another more than the others, but they're all the equation to a full, vibrant, happy, healthy life of miracles, of
Hmm.
dreams, of your soul being on fire. So number one, build your brain. It's a game of brain chemistry.
Hmm.
So the four daily questions, build your brain are how do I want to feel today?
Hmm.
Who do I want to be today? What do I want to receive today? What do I want to give today? You just do that, everything changes. Brain chemistry changes. Build your body,
Hmm.
do something. I have a 3 minute workout, a minute of jumping jacks, a minute of push
Hmm.
ups, a minute of air squats. Done. Build your business. Make sure you have a GPS that you
Oh,
follow
okay.
every
Yeah.
day.
Hmm.
Bam, there's your business.
Hmm.
Build your brand. Who are you? What does your marketing plan look like?
Hmm.
Does everybody know you? Right. And then the last one, which may be the most important, is build your bonds.
Hmm.
And what I ask the guys, like the best example I can give the guys in the brotherhood, I
Right.
asked them, they're all married dudes, and
Hmm.
I said to them, how you guys treating your wives? They
Hmm.
said, oh, good. And they're great guys. I
Yeah.
said, okay. If I asked your wives how you're
Hmm.
treating them, what would they say? And they laughed and they said, oh, they would say good. I said, okay.
Hmm.
Whether your father in law is alive or dead, if he was floating
Hmm.
10 feet above you and your wife, and let's just look back at the last week, what you did together, the
Right.
conversations you had. If he was watching your behavior and how you
Hmm.
treated your wife, what would he say?
Mm.
And
Mm.
all five of them went, ooh, all right, I got you.
Hmm.
Right? Build your bonds,
Hmm.
relationships with kids, friends, right? So, and part of all of this is, and something you'll hear me talk about more. Can I drop an F bomb here or no? I'll respect whatever you
Absolutely
say.
yes. Absolutely
Okay.
yes.
So I'm talking about what does the unwatered down version of you look like? That's
Right.
more powerful for me than
Hmm.
authentic.
Hmm.
Everybody's saying authentic these days, which is a beautiful word. I love the
Right.
word authentic. I want to go even deeper. What does the non watered down version of you look like? And I
Okay.
learned it
Yeah.
from David Goggins.
Yep.
He was doing a training or a talk that
Mm.
happened to be in a church.
Hmm.
And he said, I love his voice, man. And I'm not the biggest David Goggins fan, believe it or not.
But
I
he
think he's
brings
cool. But anyway,
plenty. he brings plenty of great takeaways, you
Yeah.
know, and he's human. So I don't love everything about him either.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Well, yeah. What he says is he goes, all right, man, we're in the church. I see the cross. I don't give a fuck. You're not going to get a watered down version of me because I'm
Mhm.
in a church. And he goes, and I love God more than anything. He
Mhm.
goes, but that motherfucker created me. Right? So I'm going to stand here as my non watered down
Mhm.
version
Yep.
and be authentic. And I
Hmm.
thought, oh my gosh, like, and what that does is, again, if we are worried about something,
Hmm.
then that is mental slavery,
Yeah.
right? And we have to be, how much of our day is
Hmm.
spent being an imposter?
Hmm.
Damn, man.
you know what, that's so impactful, and I love the distinction between authentic and again where I lean into, but and the non-watered down version. I love that because it's easy for me to see and feel, you know,
Hmm.
and one of the things that I think about too is when you gave that. So we've both, I'm grateful to say, have done work in regards to recovery and the steps that are involved in the recovery, right?
Yes.
And so one of the things that I held back, there was two things, and I don't need to identify exactly what they were, but I'll be to tell you, both of them were decades
Yeah.
of carrying them. Um, and I really believe in my heart that obviously the damage that you do, but really there were certain things that were ironic, which was the people pleaser that I really was. It's odd how that actually helped me in certain aspects of my life,
Hmm. Hmm.
but I would never want to go back to that. Never. Because of
Yeah.
the freedom that comes from it. That it was all, I compare it to like almost like a harried waitstaff person.
Yeah.
It's just, can I get you? Do you want? Do you need? Because you're carrying around that stuff. And you, at least for me, I'm like, well, there's no way in the world that I can, let somebody in on. And then you do. And then you do. And you can't believe the freedom that it allows you. Um, I'm going to ask you just because it's just curious. Not everybody handles freedom great. How are you able to coach freedom? Like, hey, I'm free, I'm totally me. And obviously, not everybody can handle it. How are you able to optimize people in regards to that you're able to liberate them or that they liberate themselves from something? How are you able to harness the energy so that it is something, that they're able to have their most optimal state of results?
Yeah. Well, as it relates to freedom, it
Yeah.
is, let's first identify what freedom means to you,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? Freedom means to me doing what I want, when I want, with who I want, as many times as I want, wherever I want,
Hmm.
right? It's about financial, geographical
Hmm.
freedom. It's about physical freedom. Like
Hmm.
I can pretty much do anything.
Right.
So um, that and this is where I can be like brutally honest with people,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, so somebody wants to somebody says to me like, oh, I want to be healthy, and I want to have like a ripped up body, right?
Hmm.
Great. So here are the ingredients.
Hmm.
And they say, well, I drink wine every night with dinner. Is that okay? And here's a myth, by the way. Here's a myth. Everything in moderation is okay. No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, eating Fruit Loops like in moderation is not okay. Drinking wine every day, if you want to be healthy, is not okay.
Hmm.
And I'm not talking about, an alcoholic. I'm talking about somebody that has a glass of wine every day. The
Hmm.
science is, I'll end the rant there.
7 a week.
But for freedom, there's an equation,
Hmm.
but I want it to be on their terms
Right.
first, and then I could just share what freedom means to me.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I have, in the last 10 days, personally, dude, I have experienced, talk about being rocketed into the fourth dimension,
Yeah.
a whole new level of freedom
Hmm.
with just stuff.
Right. Why do you think it's now over the last 10 days? What's going on?
I asked the right questions.
Mm.
I asked the right questions. And dude, I'm as transparent as could be
Yeah.
because I want people to see the real me and my
Hmm.
struggles. So um I I got separated and divorced 5 years ago, right?
Right.
I get into relationships with women and they beautiful souls, wonderful people.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't give them what they wanted to give me. And I'm like, why can't they just like sort of be happy with
Hmm.
what I'm giving them? Well,
Hmm.
here's the deal, dude.
Hmm.
That's not a relationship, a traditional relationship,
Right.
right? So what I realized was I can no longer hurt women that way.
Mm.
And
A
I
good
wasn't doing it, I
conclusion.
wasn't doing it on purpose,
No.
but what I realized was I'm not a traditional relationship guy.
Hmm.
So I put that out front now and what that means. And I've had the most beautiful, deepest connections,
Hmm.
right? But number one, the most beautiful, deepest connection is with me.
Yes.
It's with
Yes.
me, right?
Hmm.
It's not a bad thing. And sometimes we got to look and say, well, like I started asking myself questions like, well, who made up those rules anyway?
Hmm.
Why were those rules made?
Hmm.
Like, do I want to follow them? How do I get that message out there? So like if we talk about real estate, like freedom, if I
Right.
come over to list your house, dude, I haven't sold a house since 2009, right?
Right.
But I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna say, John, I'm gonna sell your house. I know that you're the best option, or I'm the best option for you.
Hmm.
Let me give you the three options
Hmm.
that you have, and I'm gonna give you three legitimate options,
Hmm.
right? Because that's authentic to me,
Hmm.
right? I don't know which one you're going to pick. I know all three of them are going to be great for you, right? Now when I recruit, I don't even call it recruiting anymore. I just say let's
Right.
do a 5-year case study here at
Hmm.
EXP compared to where you're at. And here's the deal, 5
Wait a minute,
years
wait a
from
minute,
now.
wait. Hold on for 1 second. Continue, but I just want to make sure. Give me the first line that you just said, that the case study, but just give me, just repeat it for me so I don't just brush past it.
Okay, so in recruiting, I don't
Yeah.
even call it recruiting anymore.
Right,
It's just
right.
when an agent, literally the agent called me, said, "Well, what's the difference with EXP?" I said, "Well, here's the simple difference, dude." I said,
Hmm.
and of course I had to be fun. I'm like, first of all, you get to work with me. I mean, come on now.
There you go.
And then I said, here's the deal. If we look, usually case studies, you look backwards. Let's look forward on a case study. And let's
Oh.
say nothing changes
Hmm.
with your production. Let's just say
Right.
it doesn't go up. At the end of 5 years, by coming here, you're going to have X amount of stock.
Hmm.
And with your influence and working with me, this is what you can count on your revenue share looking like. And
Hmm.
revenue share is predictable.
Hmm.
So that's the case study,
Hmm.
right? So it's becoming easier. It's the truth.
Hmm.
It's authentic. It's
Hmm.
not watered down.
Right.
And hey, by the way, if you want to stay where you're at,
Hmm.
ask them for a raise, ask them for stock awards, ask them
Hmm.
for, you know, be paid fairly. I want my friends and colleagues to be paid fairly.
Hmm. I think one of the things that is always a benefit, especially from, like, I remember in the field that I was in the ad sales, television, radio ad sales world, non-traditional had an odd connotation.
Mhm.
Now, what it was great. It was just never explained terribly well. So non-traditional felt soft and tough to get your arms around and all that sort of. And if somebody had literally said a non-watered down version or a much easier provable sense of metrics as you just described in regards to when you say I'm not doing a recruiting session, I'm doing a case study, project forward session. That to me gets exciting in any which way because I just think sometimes it's just explaining what the narrative is. Like I said, I would imagine people will want to know that there is a very, like the future forward part, especially,
Yeah.
um, and the more predictable part. Are you finding that overall, not just in real estate, but sure, but also as it regards to the way that you are able to communicate with individuals? Do you find more people listening?
Yes and no.
Yeah,
So this morning I had a conversation with this agent that's on a team that I've been coaching for 6 months.
right.
And it just hit me. I realized, I said, look, I want to make sure you're getting something out of this. I feel like
Mhm.
you're not getting enough out of it.
Okay.
Like, what do we need to do?
Hmm.
Like, I'm here to serve you, right? And although it's not really it was funny. She's like, this is what accountability means to me, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, okay, well, I can do that, but you're not really utilizing me for what I can bring to the table.
Hmm.
So we made a deal. The first 10 minutes accountability, going through her pipeline, like
Yeah.
literally
The standard
dissecting
stuff,
her
right?
pipeline,
Yeah.
right? Where I realized like, and I'm probably still not the right coach for her because
Hmm.
I'm more about driving production.
Hmm.
I'm more about the vision of the team.
Hmm.
And when an agent says, okay, well, the first person in my pipeline um, is my brother's friend. Well, it's not really my brother's friend. He was like, dude,
That's a lot.
I want to take
Hmm.
forks and start poking my eyes out. I don't care. So what I told this agent was, I can do that,
Hmm.
but you have to send me a detailed report spreadsheet. We're not going to talk about the people. We're going to talk about the situation and the strategy that's going to get you to where you want to
Hmm.
be.
Hmm.
I get being the most authentic me. The old people pleaser would have
Right,
said, "Oh my
right.
gosh, yeah, you want to do that? Sure."
Hmm.
Oh my! And then here's the deal: we end up resenting ourselves and them.
That's where you've nailed it. See that?
That's it.
Oh my God, that's the part, is that it is a, for the amount of time that I spent in the field that I was in, and still am indirectly, but was close to 30 years, that even though there was a lot of things that made me extremely happy in regards to how things went and all that sort of thing, there were so many times when I thought, oh my God, if I could just be more true, if I could just be more true, you know? And then I got this opportunity, and it's like amazing to me, small victories or all of a sudden big victories. And I'm not talking dollars and metrics. I mean in terms of how I'm walking away from a conversation or an encounter, and the freedom that that gave me, the what how I heard you was that sense that if somebody just allows themselves that sort of freedom, there's an almost unlimited amount of things you can do with it. And so when I need energy, it's always, I'll use your words, right? Not necessarily just authentic, but the non-watered down scent. You know what I mean? That energizes me. That sends me rolling so that I can do the drudgery stuff that's a very necessary part of existence as it regards to business. Um, but I don't have as, like I said, that's the part that excites me when I hear you. So when you described, and I'm also thinking of that specific coaching client, but when you were talking about the sense of how you describe yourself with relationships, it's so funny, man. I think you and I have something very much in common. And I beat myself up for a lot of years, and I don't mean the coming out part. That's a separate story for another time. But I was going to say more of the going right toward a very traditional relationship that somebody wanted from me, and I went the people pleaser mode for a lot of years.
It'll
And
kill you.
no, oh, it almost did. It
Yeah.
almost did. And so I know that about myself, and I'm wildly grateful in the sense that you're able to articulate what these things mean. I think it is, honest to God, I think it would scare people a whole lot less. It would confuse people so much less. if they just simply understand that sense. Um, I see your words, authentic empowerment and true freedom. You described freedom for me, those five things, you know what I mean? Doing what you want, where you want, anytime you want.
Yeah.
As it relates to freedom of what you think you can offer if you were just putting it out there for individuals, what would it be?
What would I offer them?
Yeah, and I don't mean elements. I mean
Yes.
more in terms of that
Truth.
authentic.
It's
Yeah,
just the
man.
fuck. It's just the truth, man.
You can speak, brother. You speak.
Yeah. It's just the truth. What is your truth? What do you
Mhm,
really want? How do you
mhm,
really feel?
mhm, mhm.
Right? And like going deep with them and just
Yeah.
keep asking the
Mhm,
question. Like, what do you really want? What's freedom look like for you?
mhm,
Like, if you could start over, what would it look like? What's a perfect day look for
mhm,
you? Like,
mhm.
no. And then when they explain the perfect day, go, all right, stop fucking lying now. Tell me what the real perfect day looks like for you. Right? Yeah.
Necessary, needed,
Yeah.
and terribly exciting. Um, Ed Fordyce, I get such a rush to get to continue to be in a relationship with you. I am so damn grateful that you show up for me so full on, right? In every
Yeah.
which way. Non-watered down will be my favorite word for a while now, and
Yeah.
it's solely identified with you. Look, I know I can find you on edfordyce.com. Where are tip is that the best place? Where should we
Just
find
Google, just
you?
just Google me. I'm connected to everything,
Yeah.
everywhere. You'll
Yep.
see everything from real estate to fitness to
Mhm.
recovery to the
Mhm.
Inspired Tribe to
Mhm.
all kinds of stuff. And yeah, that's where you're gonna find me. It's all
And
good.
and it's so worth finding them too. Ed Fordyce, thanks so much again for showing up for me. Honest to God, you mean the world to me, brother.
And something I'm learning to do with the people that are special to me, like you,
Okay. Yeah,
I
please.
always say, well, I always say to a crowd, I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. And I'll tell you, my brother, I love you and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. It's so much fun
Damn.
hanging out with you,
Right back at
brother.
you.
I'm proud of you. And I already envision, right? One of my goals is
Right?
to get paid $40,000 for a keynote. Guess
Mhm.
who's going to introduce me?
Damn right, brother. And I'll show you up well too, brother. That would be my honor. Really would be.
Yeah.
Folks, find Ed Fordyce. He's so worth the look. Google him, as you said. Google him. You'll find him anywhere and everywhere. John Duffin here, Duffin Media. Thanks so much for checking us out for another episode of Your Message Received. Keep liking, watching, sharing, subscribing, and we'll keep driving content through your front door. Have a great day, folks. Be well, and we'll talk soon. Bye.